This is a tutorial on how to use Microsoft Word for proper citations and referencing for our assignments. As you know, the assignments we have at CIMA, they're of academic nature. And academic assignments, the authors need to identify, reference, and cite your sources. So we're expecting you to not express your opinion when you create your assignments. We're expecting you to search the literature, read and learn about the topic of the assignment, and then express your opinion, justifying it with a valid source or sources. Now, the sources come in many forms, and I understand that it's difficult to present them in the document. Number one, in the form of a citation inside the document, and number two, at the end of the report as references list. Now, there are many solutions online that you probably have been using. Let me demonstrate on how you can use it, apply it properly using Microsoft Word. So I have my document open up here, and I'm assuming that I have found my sources. Now, if I go to the References tab in the Citations and Bibliography group option, I get the option number one, style here. That you need to drop it down and select the Harvard Unclear style. Next thing, if you have Word 2016, you probably have that installed already. So you need to select that in order to use anything you do, citations and references are now applied in Harvard style. If you don't have it, I have here a guide. Let me share it with you, which shows the instructions of what you need to do in order to download and add it to your Word software in your computer. So this is the part that demonstrates it step by step. So I have the link here, which you can find on Google. I'll go to this link and demonstrate what you can find there, which there you'll find a zip file, bibword.zip. All right, and these are the instructions, but instead of you can pause the video and read them. So right now I'm going to visit that site and demonstrate how you can actually add it. So you have to visit that link. And let me go to my browser in order to demonstrate. All right, this is the link, BibWord. What you need to do is download the archive here. That's it. This is the URL. Or you just Google it. This will be downloaded. It's a zip file. This will be downloaded on my desktop in this case. So once I have it there, I extract it. And inside, you'll find these folders. There is source code right here, source code. And there is another zip. If you extract this one as well, you'll find the file in BibWord. Inside that, inside the folder styles, there it is, Harvard Unclear. There are many other options for citations and references, but in case you don't have it, then you need to take it from here, copy it. You see there are many other Harvard styles as well, some other Harvard styles. I suggest you use Unclear style, which is a recent one, and it is the latest 2008 version of Harvard. And then you need to go to a certain location on your computer, which I have it in the Word document I share with you. This is the one I have right here. So it's going to be on C, users. User is going to be your Windows username. App data, roaming, Microsoft bibliography style, and paste it here. As you can see, I already have it, so I'm not going to paste it again. So you right click and you paste it. So if you do that, and then you open up Word, you will see that it will show the option Harvard Unclear. This is for people that do not have it. If you're using a Mac, then it may be slightly different. You can search the web how to add it if you have a Mac. Now, I select it and I go on to Manage Sources. You will see it's empty. We need to start entering our sources. So we click on New. Right here, you'll see that you have all available types of sources that you can use in your reports. You have a book. You can use a journal article. You may use a conference proceedings paper. You may use, I'm just demonstrating the most common ones, a website. You may use a document from website. In this case, it's the lecture slides probably taken from CIMA intranet. Or this is the case when you find a PDF on a website. And there are many other, like if you want to reference a film, if you want to reference an interview, or even, many other cases of sources you can add and then use in your report. I'm going to demonstrate a book first. So if you select the type of source, a book, you will see here that the fields adjust to this type, to the selected type. So you have the book in front of you. You can open it up and see this information. You don't need to guess this information. You need to read it from the book and fill up the field. So at the bottom here, you see the examples of how you need to complete this field. So you have here an example. It says surname first, comma, space, first name, space, initial. So in the case of my name, it will be Kyriakou, comma, space, Dimitris. If the initial is stated in the book, you use it. If not, semicolon. And you use the second author. So it could be Stylianou, comma, space, Marie. And if there is a third one, you go on, semicolon and onwards. Again, you read this information from the book. Title, what is the name of the book? So it could be e-commerce past and future. Actually, hypothetical book here. So you write the title of the book. Year, when was the book published? And that you read it from there. It could say 2018, an example. The city, so it was in Nicosia. The publisher, let's say it's CIM. And the edition, what edition is the book? So it could be the first, it could be the second, it could be the third, so on. So you read this information from the book. Once you complete this one, you click OK. This is your citation, and this is your reference entry. You don't need to remember this. You will be adding it automatically inside the document. And it goes from the master list into your current list, which we'll be using in our document. Let's go for another one. I'm now going to demonstrate a website. So in a lot of courses, especially mine, website is a very popular, a very common type of source to use for my assignments. But we need to be able to present it in our document the correct way, the Harvard Unclear way. How do we do that? Before I fill this up, let me go and find a website, a hypothetical one. So e-commerce advantages. So let's say you search for that and then you find a website that you read something and you learned and you want now to use it in your report. So an example of this one. The first thing you need to do is have a look if the information there is valid. Actually, if you read about it and you learn something, you need to proper reference it in your assignment. But in order to use it, you need to have the author name, you need to have the date. A lot of students ask me, What if we don't have this information on the website we want to use? Then in that case, let me ask you back a question. If you publish something on the web and you are proud of it, aren't you going to put your name next to it? Aren't you going to publish it with your name, maybe your picture next to it? So if there is an article on the web, well, a page on the web, and the author's name does not appear, maybe it's not a good idea for you to use it. Also, if you don't find the year, sometimes you have to scroll all the way down and you will see it in the copyright section. Like CIMA sometimes. But in this case, I have it right there. So I'm going to go back to my document. I'm going to start entering author. Who's the author? Let's see. Nicole Martins Ferreira. I'm going to copy that so I don't misspell it. And I'm going to go and paste it here. But as we have seen, you need to have surname, comma, first name, space, the middle name. So in this case, it will become Ferreira Nicole M. That would be the correct author's name in Harvard style. This is the example. You don't need to remember it. If we had a second one, then we have to have a semicolon and add the second one. A corporate author, by the way, is in the case that the website belongs to a company, not a person. Name of web page, that's the title. So you go there and you copy paste the title. Exactly as you see it. Year. So one common mistake that I see students make is that they copy the whole day, month, and year. No, on a website source, you only need the year. So it's 2019. What you do need with regards to day, month, and year is when you last accessed it. And this is the part that a lot of students miss out, and automatically the website source becomes invalid with reference to Harvard style. So our assignment is on the 11th of January, so of 2021. So I'm expecting my students to at least check the sources a week before they submit. This is when you state, when I used this source, it was still online. So you point out when you last accessed it. So year, you put a number, month, you put letters. So it could be January, December, February, whatever was the last month access. And the day you have to put it in numbers. So if our deadline is on the 11th, let's say somebody will check their sources on the 10th. And the URL is what we're going to go there, copy paste the link. What you have, a proper website, citation, and reference in Harvard style. We're going to see that inside the document in a while. Okay, now you can use again a journal article, which is considered to be of highest value of sources, because journals demonstrate the latest breakdowns, the latest articles in an industry. So if you access journal articles, they're considered to be of highest quality. Conference proceedings papers are the second. Then we have books, but if they're books published, in the last year, last 2 years, not books that they were years before, that depends on the course, by the way. It could be some theories that they were established decades ago and they're still valid today. In that case, yeah, a book is also valid. But especially in my course, websites, as long as they're professional websites and not pages that somebody has created. And please, no Wikipedia sites, no Wikipedia sources used in any assignment. A document from website, if you're going to access, if you're going to reference, for example, the lecture notes, it's absolutely okay if you want to use the lecture notes as one of the sources in your assignments. Now, let me go on, and I'm going to come back and add another one later on. Right now, I'm going to cancel this one. And with those two, I'm going to close this one and start writing my report. Now, I want to demonstrate that here in the citation, you will see your entries, your sources being added. So you can use them at any time you want in your document. For example, I'm going to have a statement. E-commerce is the most effective way to increase profitability in modern world. But if I don't cite, if I don't use a source, it means it's my opinion. You are entitled of your opinion, but for an academic assignment, we are not asking you for your opinion. We are asking you to read, learn, and justify your opinion stated in the assignment. So I've read about it in my website source. So I'm going to go to say here, as demonstrated. So these are some keywords, linking words that you can use to lead to a citation in your document, as demonstrated, as explained, as presented, as justified, as listed. Like, see, these are keywords that lead in, and then you go insert citations and you add that one. Bam, it's been added in your document. Okay, so you can use that every time. You have to use that every time you are mentioning what you learn from a source that is not yours. Every time. So in every paragraph of your document, it could be every 2 paragraphs, it depends. If you're going to group together what you learned from a source, it could be, I don't know, up to 2 paragraphs. But every time you're specifying things you've learned from somewhere else, you need to give credit to the source. And we do this with a citation inside the document. So another one. I could say that business to business are the 2 most popular types of e-commerce. See, this one is not my opinion. I did not invent this. If you don't add a citation, you automatically are entering a route that you're saying these are your own words, which is not true. I did not invent business to consumer. I did not invent business to business. I have to acknowledge the source that I read this and learned from. And these are I've used demonstrated, explained, presented, justified. These are shown in insert citation. Okay, even if you don't use a linking word to go there, you can keep it as that. They are the 2 most popular types of e-commerce, and then you put the citation. That's also okay. So if you can use a linking word to go to a citation, or just have it at the end of your statement. That will also be acceptable. Now, we don't go forward, and then at the end, the sources that we use, we need to add them in a list, a references list. So we're going to go to a new page. Right now, I'm going to stay where I am, but you should go to a new page. And then you use bibliography there, and you select references. Not bibliography, references. What's the difference? If you go to manage sources, you will see a check here, which says that these are the two, they are used inside the document. They are used as citations. So those two will appear as references. So I could have 10 sources in the master list, but in an assignment, we don't want to know all the sources that you have added. We only want to know the sources that you have used. This is the difference between a bibliography and a references list. When you do your dissertation, then we do want to know about your bibliography, but the references list is what was cited, used in the document. So in that case, again, bibliography, you select references, and there you are. You're gonna get the list of both sources, alphabetical order, as it should be for Harvard style, and they are formatted in the correct way. So surname, first name of the name, middle name, look at the dots there. We did not add the dots. They were adjusted by word. The year, there's the dot, the title in italics, and mention that this was available at that, and when did I last access it? There's the example of the book. So let me demonstrate now. After I have added, I want to also add another one saying that m-commerce, the future of e-commerce as presented in, or I could say according to. That's another word that can take me to a citation. So I need a citation here. That's another trick you can do. Let's say you don't have the citations first, and you are the person that you like to write the report and then add the citations. So what you can do here is say to yourself, I need a citation there. And you progress with the rest of your document. So you can have another statement and another or paragraph, and then say, I need a citation there because this is clearly not my work. This is something I've learned. I should be reading and learning from a book or a journal or a paper or online. So I say to myself, hey, I need a citation here. So after I find it, I can go to manage sources and I can go on and add a new one. There you are. So type of source, let's use document from website. So author, for example, I'm going to be using my slides. Dimitris. So the lecture slides. This is the CIM intranet, is the location where you found the slides. And let me go to the intranet to demonstrate. This is where we published, there you are, on the 7th of November of 2020. That's it. And this is the website that you found them. So let's see what they are asking for. Year, month, and day that the document was uploaded, because it's document. In this case, you need to know these extra bits of information in order to use that. So in that case, here, 7th of November of 2020. So I'm going to say 2020, month, I need to start in words, November, and it's the 7th. And then you also need to add where you found it. So in this case, once again, 2021, January, and let's say you checked it last time and it was working on the 5th of January. And the URL is once again this URL right there. So click OK. It's been added. See, it's not been ticked yet because I haven't used it. So once I click close, I can come in here to citation, erase that, and go to insert citation, and there it is. It appears in the list. You click on that, it's been added. And now I need to update my references list. So I right click on it and say update field. There you are. There's the third one that I added added as a second one because it's alphabetically listed as it should be for Harvard style. So it goes before because here I have a second author, Stylianou. All right. So this is a very, very easy way, and it will help you and also help us to avoid any mistakes with citations and references. Once again, citations are not optional, they're compulsory. You must use them for your assignments. And you must demonstrate where you've learned the material of the topic of the assignments that you're using in your reports. All right, thank you very much. That is the conclusion of the tutorial.